Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Coffee with Katie. I have my City of Starlight Valaris mug and my Taylor Swift Eras Tour sweatshirt because I got to go to one of her shows. And this hoodie is so comfy and it's supposed to look distressed and it's oversized and it's blue, but like really dark blue. And the more you wash it, the more distressed and softer it's supposed to become. I love it so much. I wasn't gonna get anything, but I saw this one online, not there, and I loved the color and the wash of it, so I got it. So today's video is going to be my July TBR. You know how this goes. We're gonna be going over all of the books that I'm planning on getting to in July. So this one was kind of just randomly chosen for certain reasons. I either want to read it because it's a newer release, or it's a part of my 23 books to read in 2023 challenge, my shelf pick challenge, or I was sent an advanced copy, and I will get to that in a little bit. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. Let me move over these books. The first one is Dragonfall by L.R. Lamb. Sorry, it's hard to see. It's got the Goldsboro protective thing on this, but this was my Goldsboro book for April, and I was very excited about this. I thought about canceling my subscription, but when I saw that this was coming out, I wanted to keep it at least until this. And it's about dragons! I love dragons, and I'm very excited about it. The back says, "The last male dragon, a desperate thief, a bond that will save the world or shatter it." I truly don't know much about this book except that I saw that it was about dragons and it was coming out, and I love dragons, and I've been in a dragon mood this year. I was reading Brightheart, Fireborn, Fourth Wing. Want to read this? Like, I just want to read all of the dragons. That's not new, but I'm just kind of trying to continue with the traction that I have. This is book one in the Dragon Scales trilogy. I don't know if this is a debut author. Let's see. It's not a debut author, but I thought it was. I don't know. Anyway, so the description for this says, "Long banished dragons revered as gods return to the mortal realm in this first in this magical new epic fantasy trilogy. Long ago, humans betrayed dragons, stealing their magic and banishing them to a dying world. Centuries later, their descendants worshipped dragons as gods, but the gods remember and they do not forgive. And there is a desperate thief named Arcady who steals a powerful artifact from the bones of the Plague Bringer." Doesn't that sound terrifying? "Who's also the most hated person in their history. Can't imagine why." And only Arcady knows that this artifact holds the key to a new life for the nobles at court. And a chance for revenge, of course. And the spell also connects to the last male dragon, who is foretold to save his kind, and it drags him through the veil. And disguised as a human, he soon learns how to regain his power, his true power and form, to fulfill his destiny. He only needs to convince the little thief to trust him enough to bond completely with him, body, mind, and soul, and then kill them. Yet the closer that they become, the greater the risk of shattering both of the worlds increases, and that sounds pretty dang good. I knew I was excited about this, but now I'm more excited about it. I love dragons, so looking forward to that. I don't know, I'm assuming that's maybe a little bit of a romance just from what I read, but I don't really know. It truly doesn't have like the best ratings on Goodreads. It's not bad, but it's not the best. It's like 3.62, sorry. But yeah, that is the first one that I'm hoping to get to. The next one I'm hoping to get to, because I really need to, because it came out in January, is God Killer by Hannah Keener. I truly don't know much about this also, but I got this book in the Illumicrate box, and I've been really excited about it, but I just cannot remember what it's about. I know she's a god killer, obviously. It says the main character, the god killer, Kissen's family were killed by zealots of a fire god, and now she makes a living killing gods and enjoys it. That is until she finds a god she cannot kill. A god of white lies has somehow bound himself to a young noble, and they are both on the run from unknown assassins. Joined by a disillusioned knight on a secret quest, they must travel to the ruined city of Blinraden, where the last of the wild gods reside, to each beg a favor. Pursued by demons and in the midst of a burgeoning civil war, they will all face a reckoning. Something is rotting at the heart of the kingdom, and only they can be the ones to stop it. I've heard really good things about this. It's also a pretty short book, so I'm hoping this will just be a really quick, epic, fun read. So looking forward to that. The next one that I would really like to get to, because I've been meaning to for a long time, but it's also in my 23 for 23 challenge, and that is Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. I've heard this described as like a YA Game of Thrones kind of a situation. I don't really know, but I think I will really like it, especially because I do really like YA. I know some people really don't, like they grow out of it, but I just continually enjoy it, depending on if it's written well and my vibe, but you know. It's like a 6-book series, so this is stepping into something here. But essentially in the three kingdoms of this world, magic has long been forgotten. And while a hard-won peace has been in place for centuries, a deadly unrest is now simmering, about to come up. And as the rulers of these kingdoms are grappling for power, the lives of their subjects are brutally transformed. The 4 key players, rebels and royals alike, find their fates forever entwined. So it's Cleo, Jonas, Lucia, and Magnus, and they're caught in a dizzying world of treacherous betrayal, shocking murders, secret alliances, and even unforeseen love. The only outcome that is certain is that the kingdoms will fall. And I really like this. I'm just gonna kind of read this verbatim because it says, who will emerge triumphant when all they know has collapsed? It's the eve of war. Choose your side. Princess, raised in pampered luxury, Cleo must now embark on a rough and treacherous journey into enemy territory in search of a magic long thought extinct. Rebel, Jonas, enraged at injustice, lashes out against the forces of oppression that have kept his country cruelly impoverished. To his shock, he finds himself the leader of a people's revolution centuries in the making. Sorceress, Lucia, adopted at birth into the royal family, discovers the truth about her past and the supernatural legacy she is destined to wield. Heir, bred for aggression and trained to conquer, firstborn son Magnus begins to realize that the heart can be more lethal than the sword. I like that it's like a choose your side thing, and I'm seeing the comparison of Game of Thrones. So I think I will really enjoy this. I think it'll be very fun. It's an older book, but I'm very much looking forward to diving into this for the first time. Another book I need to get to in my 23 for 2023 challenge is Wicked King by Holly Black. This is book 2 in the Cruel Prince trilogy, at least the first one, because she's coming out with another one that's like in the same world. But anyways, this is the King of Elfhame trilogy. So I wasn't a big fan of The Cruel Prince, but I'm kind of determined to finish the series at least. And book 2 is The Wicked King. Obviously, I can't really tell you anything about this as a spoiler in case you haven't read The Cruel Prince. But I will say that the back says, you must be strong enough to strike and strike and strike again without tiring. So I'm curious to see how this goes. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it, but I am going to attempt to read it in July. It's also like it looks very aquatic, so maybe that'll be a nice vibe. I don't know. This next one I'm equal parts excited and nervous about because I received a request and they sent it to me. My first physical arc was sent to me by their request. I'm blown away by that. Super cool. And it's the author of The Wolf of Aranyara, which I was shocked at. So it is called The Outlaw Mage by K.S. Veloso. This comes out in August, so I'm hoping to be able to read it in July since I did get it earlier than they thought. And on the back it says, maybe they were just afraid of your fire. It is book 1 in the Dagian Puppet Master series. The cover looks pretty cool. It sounded pretty cool from what I remember. Wow, they put my name in this. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm not gonna be able to give you a good description, so let me pull it up on Goodreads because I know it's on there. But yeah, they reached out to me. I read the description. I thought I would like it, so I said, yeah, go ahead and send it, and I'm pretty excited about it. But let me try to summarize this as best I can. The main character, Rasha, doesn't fit in anywhere. She's tried her best, and she just is an outcast. To her classmates, she's an outsider, a girl from the fringes of an empire just lucky enough to have well-off parents. To her teachers, she is merely a charity case or an exception to the rule that Gorenton just aren't capable of performing complex magic. And to her father, she's nothing more than a status symbol, a child gifted with magic to show off to his powerful friends. And she's just kind of wrestling with all of this, and she's haunted by the invisible rules that keep her from like realizing her dreams, keeping them like just out of her grasp. And with all of this swirling around, she ends up walking out of her final exams, throwing away her only chance to become an official mage of the Empire, which is really cool. I love that we're getting a character that basically blew her chance and you're picking up in her story. That's kind of cool. I know that's kind of been done before in certain areas, but I like that she like walked out of her exams. It's interesting. So she practices magic outside of the mage's official group, which is illegal. One of the worst crimes you could commit. She's a dropout, a failure, and now an outlaw. And years later, her father's business deals have landed him in a lot of trouble, and he ends up disappearing. So Rasha reluctantly enters the services of a rich sorcerer. That's her father's last known connection. But then that sorcerer suddenly dies, and it leaves her stranded in a sea of enemies by herself, trying to navigate all of this and find her dad, right? And also, she now has the knowledge that this man is the voice behind the ageless, faceless emperor. So to protect herself and her family, Rasha ends up impersonating the most powerful man in the empire. Why not? And so she becomes this. She absolutely hates that. She never wanted this to begin with. But as she becomes that, she ends up uncovering a lot of secrets and conspiracies that threaten to break apart the empire. So it sounds complicated and crazy, and like the character herself is pretty complicated. So I think I'm gonna like this. I'm pretty excited to read it. I've never read anything by K.S. Veloso. I've been really interested in reading The Wolf of Arn Yarrow. I just haven't picked it up yet. So this will be my first read, but I'm pretty excited to check it out. It's only about 350 pages, so I think I'll be able to read it pretty quickly, but I've been struggling about reading anything physically. But because this is a priority, I am hoping to get it read, and I'm very excited about it, and I will definitely follow up with my thoughts. And then the last book for the month will obviously be my shelf pick for July. So let me grab my Death Star, because it's the new one, and I love it a lot more, actually, than the Boba Fett. It just fits more, and it makes more sense. Oh, is that intriguing? All right. I never know if I should pick off the top, if I should dig in here. One never knows, right? I'm scared. I get so scared. I get scared because I'm like nervous I'm not gonna be in the mood. Okay, so I got The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi, which is one I've been meaning to read. Let me go get it. Oh, these are kind of long books. That's funny because I just mentioned this book in my mid-year book freakout tag of needing to read it. So we have The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty. I've never read anything by this author, but this one was very intriguing to me because I know it is a Sinbad retelling. So the little blurb on Goodreads says, the author launches a new trilogy of magic and mayhem with this tale of pirates and sorcerers, forbidden artifacts, and ancient mysteries, and one woman's quest to seize a final chance at glory. I think I will really like this. I hope I really love this. It sounds like something I would love, and I really don't want you to be disappointed because I've had a couple of disappointments recently. And I don't want to be disappointed. Sorry about your Legends ears. The summary of this is that she is retired. She's like a pirate that has basically become a legend, if not just shy of a legend, and she's retired. She's a mom. She's just trying to like live her life, but she's offered a job and she like can't really say no because there's like glory and riches to be had. And if she succeeds, she'll secure her family's future forever. And so she's like, yep, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna become a legend. It's gonna be great. But the more she gets into this, the deeper the stakes rise, and the more she realizes that trying to become a legend, get one more chance at glory, etc., may cost her the price of her soul. So it sounds amazing, and I've heard good things about it, so I'm really hoping to love this, and I'm excited. I hope I do get to this in July. It's a sea journey in July. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. Well, those are all of the books that I'm hoping to read in July. I think it's got a pretty good lineup for me. I think it'll be really fun and enjoyable. Some challenges, but some fun. More high fantasy than other things, but I'm down with that. Also been a while since I read some like piratey nautical stuff, so that's cool. Please comment down below and let me know if you've read any of these and what your thoughts were, or if you're excited to hear my thoughts on any of these books. Well, that's everything basically. I'm gonna go try to make a blue milk copycat recipe from Disney because I really miss Galaxy's Edge. And I really want blue milk. So I'm gonna try this recipe I got. All right, everyone, well, that is it for today's video. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time. Stay safe and caffeinated. Bye.